Hi and welcome back to my channel, Black Cats Pilates. I'm Sarah. Thanks for joining me today for part 2 of the Absolute Beginners Core Workout series. If you haven't done part 1 yet, I highly recommend that you do. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below this one. So today we're going to do another 15 minutes of basic or simple exercises that are just designed to fire up those core muscles. Again, no equipment needed, just your lovely self and either a mat or a soft surface to work on. And we're going to start in a seated position. So I'll see you in just a second. All right, so we're going to start seated again, just like last time. Feet down on the floor, knees and feet hip width apart. So remember, this is a crook position for the legs. And we're going to make sure we're sitting on our sit bones, those bony parts under each of our buttocks or each of our glutes. We're going to try and find a neutral posture now, so a nice tall seated position. So if you just relax your shoulders, remember, lift your breastbone gently up and just imagine you've got a piece of string pulling you up from the top of your head toward the ceiling to really lengthen you through the spine. We're finding our long line. All right, so chin level with the floor, shoulders above the hips. We're nice and tall. Okay, so this is more or less a neutral posture. Now let's focus on some breathing. In Pilates, we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So let's try that together now. When you're ready, big deep breath in. And then exhale out through the mouth. Now let's keep that going. Let's get some oxygen flowing around the body. And then we're going to look at engaging the core, which we obviously do on an out breath. So when you next exhale, very gently draw your navel toward your spine. Okay, and you're going to hold that there and continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So try and keep the shoulders back and down as you do that as well, because it's really easy to kind of lift the shoulders up toward the ears when you're taking that breath in. Just try and maintain neutral and a lovely lengthened spine. All right, now if you can let go of your knees, we're just going to hold our arms out in front of us and do a little bit of flexion and extension of the spine. So this is involving our core as well. So the next time you exhale, I just want you to gently come off your sit bones and you're going to lower the ribs toward your hips. And when you get here, just lean back slightly with the shoulders and stop when your hands are above your knees. So you can feel you've got that little bit of core activation. The muscles underneath your tummy button have tightened. Okay, and then you're going to come forward as you breathe in and we'll reach our arms up. All right, we're going to go straight into that C curve again. So big breath in. And then exhale, off the sit bones, lower the ribs to the hips and lean back slightly. Just stop when your hands are above the knees. So we don't need to go back too far. Now we're breathing in to come forward and up. We're going to go one more time. Okay, big deep breath. Exhale, navel in, rounding the spine, lower the ribs gently toward the hips, lean back with the shoulders. And then we're going to reach forward. Reach up, breathe in. Good. Now just give your arms a nice little bit of a relax. Give the shoulders a roll. Now we're going to try and roll all the way down into supine. Okay, so arms out, shoulders back and down. Let's find our neutral posture again. So we're back on our sit bones. We're going to take a nice big deep breath. Exhale, engage your core. So navel in, we're coming off the sit bones. We're lowering the ribs to the hips, leaning back with the shoulders and very slowly coming down into supine where we'll have a full body stretch. Now, flex your ankles here. It's always nice to flex the ankles. It's really relaxing for the back of the legs. You're stretching out your calf muscles. Then place your arms by your sides, palms down, feet down again. So we've got the legs back in crook. And now relax your shoulders and your hips. All right, just want to do a little bit more of a warm up for our spine before we get going. So let's keep the navel drawn in. Let's keep the core engaged and we're going to do a shoulder bridge. So make sure your feet are fully down on the floor. Now, the next time you exhale, you're going to tuck the tailbone under, very gently raise your pelvis up and roll up through the spine toward the shoulders. And now you're going to breathe in to roll down. And then gently and slowly tip your pelvis forward. So we're going to exhale to roll up through the spine, nice and slow. Inhale to roll down. Let's just do that a couple more times. Try not to flare the ribs as you come up into your bridge and use your arms and shoulders to help you balance. This is sequential control of the spine as we unpeel vertebra by vertebra and we come back down, relaying the spine the same way. Okay, now we're going to relax fully here. Okay, so just relax your shoulders again, relax the pelvis. We're going to keep the legs in a crook position and place the hands behind the head, just interlacing the fingers. Now bring your elbows into your peripheral vision. Lovely. Take a nice breath in, and then exhale to draw the navel in, so engage your core. You're going to keep that there while we do some slow motion sit-ups or curls. So all we're going to do here is try and keep this gap between the chin and the chest, and very gently lift your head and shoulders. Try and look forward between the knees. Okay, so when you get here, you're really noticing how you're squeezing your abdominal muscles. Okay, let's come back down nice and slowly. Keep your elbows where they are. We're going to keep going with that. So we exhale to gently and slowly come up. Inhale down. In that core connection. Now you'll notice you don't need to come up very high with your head and shoulders at all to feel this work in your abdominal muscles. But try and keep the shoulder blades flush with your back. Don't pull on the back of your head. Make sure we exhale up, inhale down. So we've got some really nice breath-led movement. And we're going to start to bring our legs in as well. So try and keep this going if you can. Remember, it's okay to rest whenever you need to. But if you can keep going, we're going to start to bring alternate knees in. So we'll bring the right knee in first. Then place the foot down as you relax your head down. And then the left. Try and keep the back of your pelvis on the floor. Okay, so when you're bringing your knees in, you're not tucking your tailbone under. Nice and slow, lots of control. Exhale, inhale, and breathe. We're just going to go for another 4. Nice and precise, lots of accuracy, really using the right muscles. So again, really feeling those abdominal muscles squeezing, controlling the movement. Good. All right, now we're going to relax that. Just relax your arms as well, okay? So if you're feeling a bit tight around the shoulders, relax your arms. Let's have some nice, normal, deep breaths. Breathe deep towards your abdominal muscles so that you can give your tummy a little bit of rest and some relief. Okay, we're going to stay in this same position. But if you can take your hands and place them back behind your head again, interlacing the fingers and bringing your elbows back into your peripheral vision. Okay, take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, engage your core. So draw the navel back in again. Okay, good. Now we're going to go back to our curls. So we exhale up, inhale down again. So remember, we're just lifting the back of the head and the shoulder blades gently off the floor. We're going to bring our legs back in. Okay, so we'll start with the right knee again. So the knee's going to come in, foot back down, and then left. Now we're going to start to take opposite elbows to knees. So we're going to work kind of the outside of the body again into our obliques a little bit. So when you're ready, you can start to just turn the upper body slightly. Every time you bring your knee in, you're taking the opposite elbow towards it. Go really slowly, and again, keep the back of the pelvis square with the floor. Good, nice and steady. Exhale up, inhale down, keeping that core connection. Lovely. Let's go 4 more if we can. And breathe. 3. And 2. Last one coming up. Beautiful. Let's come down and again, relax the arms by your side. Big deep breath. Relax your tummy muscles. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to keep our feet on the floor and the legs still in a crook position here. But if you can just float your arms by your side, palms facing down. Keep the shoulders back and down as well, and we're going to draw the navel in once more. Now we're going to do a version of an exercise called the 100. So just start to pulse or beat your arms gently by your sides. Okay, so it's pulse, pulse, pulse. No faster than that. Keeping the navel drawn in. And you're going to breathe in for 5 counts. and then out for 5 counts. Now, the idea is that you would do that 10 times and then that's your 100. But we're not necessarily going to keep count today. I just want to really think about our positioning of our body, how we're holding ourselves, and drawing the navel in, just getting that core connection. This is a really good exercise for you to learn the connection of breath to movement. Okay, we're going to try and make this a little bit more challenging. So you can feel there is some core connection here, okay? But also, if you just lift your legs into tabletop, so that's knees above the hips, shins level with the floor. Just press your lower back gently toward the floor. That's imprinting. We covered that in part 1 as well. And you can feel that just tightens up your abdominals, keeps the pelvis still, and makes the exercise feel a little bit more challenging. Good. Okay, let's breathe. Okay, we're going to go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and down. Well done. Just relax. That works your shoulders gently there as well. Okay, so big deep breaths. Let's just let our body recover, send that oxygen to all of our muscles. Brilliant. And we're going to stay in supine a little bit longer. So that tabletop position that we were just holding with our legs, we're going to go for that again. So before we do, let's just bring the knees in. So give them a hug. And then you're just going to pop your hands just on the front of your knees here. Next time you exhale, let's draw the navel in. Gently press the lower back down. Remember, not too hard. It's a press, not a push when we imprint the spine. Try and keep the knees and feet hip width apart, and then you're just going to push the knees away from you. So fully extending your arms, and you're going to lift your feet so your shins are level with the floor. So again, you can feel how your pelvis is trying to rock forward. You get a little gap here between the spine and the floor. So that's why we imprint to hold the pelvis in place, but you can feel it tightens up your abs. All right, try and lock this angle at the knee. It's about 90 degrees. And we're going to do toe taps. So we'll start with the right foot again. You're going to tap your toes down and then bring the knee back. Same on the left. Tap down and return. So we exhale, tap. Inhale back. Let's polish this up as we go. So again, notice how your pelvis is trying to tip forward every time you tap your toes down. So keep the lower back pressed very gently down. Use the imprinting technique. Try and keep your arms outstretched and the palms facing up. So when you bring your knees back, your hands are stopping them from coming too close. You're locking the knee at 90 degrees. So notice how the movement here is coming from the hip. You're not just dipping your toes down, okay? You're kind of actively going toward the end of your mat with your toes. So your knee or knees leave your hands. Good. And we're just going to go for another 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Well done. Let's bring the knees in. Give them a hug. You can circle them slowly round in opposite directions. Just massage the lower back. You might have felt that was working or getting you in your hips here. So the top of the thighs toward the pelvis, that's your hip flexors. So if you bring your knees in and then just part them, lift your head gently, take hold of the outside of your feet if you can, or your ankles, and relax your head down. We'll have a happy baby pose. Okay, so nice and stretchy for the inner thighs and the hips, and around the glutes as well. Perfect. All right, let's pop the feet back down on the floor. Now we're going to come up to a seated position next. So to do it, we'll do an exercise called the assisted roll-up. So all we do here is take a breath in, exhale, draw the navel in, so we've got our core engaged. And we're going to bring the legs back into that tabletop position. So knees above the hips, shins level with the floor. Now let's reach our arms overhead. Try not to flare the ribs. Keep your spine gently pressed down. You should be able to feel that core connection again. You've fired up your abdominals. Now you're going to take a breath in as you reach your arms up. Once you get here, we lift the head and shoulders, take hold of the back of the thighs, and we rock up to seated. So we'll do it together. All right, take a breath in, reach up, exhale, and bring yourself up to seated. Perfect. Now from here, we're going to come into an all-fours position. So sort of around the center of your mat, you're just going to pop your hands under your shoulders, knees beneath the hips, shoulders back and down. Let's find that long line, okay? So that neutral posture, head in line with the spine, and you're going to draw the navel up. Okay, so a little bit of core activation here as well in all fours. All I want you to do is slide your fingertips of the left hand slightly forward, just forward and then back. Okay, we're going to do the same with the other hand. So slide, return. Now exhale every time you slide the fingers forward. Try not to overreach. Okay, so if you go too far, your shoulder will dip down. Okay, and I want you to try and maintain a neutral posture so your chest is square with the floor. Now just notice how every time you slide your fingertips away from you, your tummy muscles are tightening. Okay, so that's a belt of muscle that runs around your waist called your transverse abdominis. You've got that very gentle core activation. Let's take this a step further if we can. So you're going to slide and lift and tap down. Slide and lift, tap down and return. Keeping your whole body nice and still, a bit like a table. Keep the head in line with the spine and go slowly. Now, a bit of a progression. If you think you can, you're going to slide the opposite leg away. Just keep the toes pointed. All right, keep the foot in contact with the floor as well. Good. When you extend your arms and legs, make sure you're in a nice line. Your arms are going forward, the leg is going back, not out to the sides. Lovely, nice smooth movement. Perfect. Let's go for another couple. And then last one. And we'll come back, tuck the tailbone under and sit on your heels. So we're in a shell stretch. Just reach your arms forward and you can relax your head down as well. Just take some nice normal deep breaths in and out. And then we're going to come into a prone position, okay, which is onto our tummy. So gently come down onto your front and then onto your elbows. Make sure your elbows are directly underneath the shoulders. You've got your forearms down. You can either make fists like I'm doing here or palms down. You've probably guessed what we're going to have a go at. Okay, it's the plank, but we're going to do kind of beginner version. Okay, so before we do anything, let's make sure we've got the navel drawn up. So lift the tummy button, make sure it's not touching the floor, and that's your core engaged. Now you're going to bend your knees and cross your ankles. To do this, what we're going to do is lift the hips. So I want you to stay strong around the shoulders. Don't collapse down. Just make sure you're pressing your elbows gently down so you've got a nice strong scapular region. And then to come up, think about somebody lifting you up from your tummy button. Okay, as weird as that might sound, a piece of string lifting your tummy button up, keeping the tailbone tucked under, and you're just going to hold that position. Okay, so really firing up your abs. Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're just going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now gently down. Relax the legs, hands under shoulders, and slowly and carefully make your way back to all fours. Tuck the tailbone under and sink back onto the heels. So we're back in our shell stretch. Just relax your head. Again, let's come back to all fours, but then you're going to come to seated and face that front of your mat. So same end as before, feet down, make sure you've got space behind you, and then we're going to sit tall again, shoulders above the hips, lengthen through the spine, and let's reach the arms forward. We're going to go back into supine one more time, okay? So let's take a lovely deep breath. Exhale, engage your core, so draw the navel in, jump off your sit bones. Let's lower the ribs toward the hips, lean back with the shoulders, keep the navel drawn in, really use your core to roll back into supine. Full body stretch again and flex those ankles. Now you're going to place your arms by your sides, feet on the floor. Okay, now bring the knees and feet together. You're going to have them glued together for this exercise. Now let's come up onto the tiptoes. Draw the navel in and press your lower back toward the floor. So remember that imprinting technique. Now let's have nice wide arms, palms facing up. We're going to do knee rolls. Okay, so this is quite a nice stretchy exercise, but you're going to also use your core to control the movements. So we're going to take the knees to the floor on the right. Really slowly go over Keep the knees and feet together so that left foot comes off the floor. Feel the stretch around the side of your body. Now we're going to exhale as we come back to the center, drawing the navel in. Feel how that really tightens up the core muscles. You're using your tummy muscles for that movement. And then we're going to go over to the left. Okay, so knees over to the left. Nice breath in. Okay, exhale, navel in. Roll through center all the way over this time. To the right again. Good, nice and controlled. All right, exhale again to roll through center. Over to the left. Good. And then we're going to come back to the center on the next out breath. And using the strength of the core. Perfect. Pop your feet down. Just part the knees and feet now. So we're back in crook. You're going to take your arms overhead. And then draw the navel in. Press the lower back down. So that imprinting technique. And bring the legs back to tabletop. We're going to come back to seated using that assisted roll up again. So breathe in and reach up. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders, take hold of the back of the thighs and come to seated. Well done. That takes you to the end of the session. We're just going to have a nice little breather. Okay, so if you come into a kneeling position, just face forward off the end of your mat, whatever makes you comfortable. Sit nice and tall. Okay, relax the arms and shoulders. We're going to take a lovely big deep breath in as we reach our arms up. So big deep breath. And then exhale. Let's go again. And that last one. Fantastic. Well done if you made it to the end of the workout, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, remember, give the video a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment. Let me know how you got on with that. And also let me know if you've done part 1 as well. Just remember, you can do these videos as often as you like, and the more you do something, the better at it you become. So you'll really start to strengthen the core muscles and get more confident in Pilates. I'm thinking about doing a part 3, so let me know if you think we should. But otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much for moving with me today. Have a great day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.